We back. Yeah, I'm still here. Still here on the West Coast, loving it. Getting nothing but love, this New York Harlem boy. And you already see, you know what? I've given y'all everything. I bought y'all the first rapper. I gave y'all Grandmaster Cass, who was with the Bigga Picture Network. I gave y'all Cool G Rap, who don't even sit down with no one. I gave y'all so much legacy, and tonight, again, you about to get the epic. This is someone who I've been watching for years, 20 years. Feel like I came up with him. He's my kindred brother. And you would never expect to see Harlem and Compton and LA and South Central all together. I've given you all of that this whole trip. And now I'm about to give it to you with my brother tonight and prepare for another epic. Let me not even waste no more time. Spider, you my dude.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying? You know what? This is epic right now.
That's authentic. For you know to combine Compton and South Central. When speaking to me, let me know you up on the low.
Come on, bro. You know what I'm saying?
I got dual citizenship. Yes, sir.
Yes. When you first dropped, you know what I'm saying, in G Unit, it was like, I fucked with you, bro. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I was fucked with you heavy. You know what I'm saying? You was the one I was riding because I felt that energy. You know what I'm saying? I felt, you know what I'm saying? That was just like, and I thought you was just such a great addition. I felt G Unit needed you. I felt that you bridged, I
understand,
a world at that time we needed. Because we was just going through that whole East Coast, West Coast stuff, and you wasn't on none of that. It was like, we were getting that conversation later, but yeah, we needed that bridge at that time.
Right. It was a time to appreciate, man, that with the intentions of 50 at the time, I believe they were right on point. I was fortunate to, run across him at a time when that's what he was seeking to do, and I was available. I know it didn't really come to fruition as planned. He started making decisions in his career as a CEO/artist that affected everyone around him. And, unfortunately, I was, affected by that, but I don't look at it as what do you call it when you don't like waste something with regret. I ain't no regret, man. I appreciate the experience, and it's gratitude is the attitude. That's what I live by. GITA. It's an acronym for the gratitude is the attitude. GITA. So with the good, the bad. It's, gee, I'm grateful.
And I definitely respect that, and I understand it because with my own scenario, you know what I'm saying, if I wasn't involved with other people, the world wouldn't have got to know me. I might have felt like that situation might have not worked out, but because of that situation, I'm here in front of you right now.
Part of your journey, correct?
Exactly. Yes. So I totally understand what you're saying. And one of the things I say is, no man can give you what God hasn't given you. And ain't no man could take from you what God has given you. So with that, I already know at the age I'm at now, this is all was a plan, and I'm, appreciating being on the road and God using me as an instrument in his plan.
Indeed. I can relate to that. I've had a lot of things that I thought that I was going to plot and plan, execute, put my energy into them. They didn't necessarily come out the way I thought, but because my intentions was pure and the Creator was looking out for me, I landed somewhere that I appreciate. And I was taught and told since young that God keeps his eyes on babies and fools. And I've been a fool, quite a few times, and I've been fortunate to receive grace, man. So I've heard somebody use the phrase I wasn't familiar with called survivor's remorse. And sometimes I think I experienced that, man.
My wife say that to me all the time.
Blessed beyond what you have personally secured for yourself. And it can cause that. I've seen so many people who I personally are aware of them living less, doing less wrong, but receiving a lot more strife and consequence. And it seems like, damn, I don't know. I just appreciate, this makes me personalize my journey, stop looking at everybody else, and appreciate my plot, good or bad.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And same thing with me, but but that hit so hard because every day I wake up and I think about the past. I think about all my friends, everybody that's gone. I think about the hood. I think about all of that, and I be feeling so like, what the hell? My wife be saying, I'm having the same thing, survivor's remorse. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, you know, it's tough on my, you know, we at the age where now we became this so-called OG crap that I still can't. I still, you know, somebody said that to me in the store the other day, and I wondered, what the fuck does that mean?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? What does that mean?
Are you a father?
Yeah, of course.
Of what age children?
I have an 11-year-old, I have a 16-year-old, and I have a 31-year-old.
Well, the 31-year-old should make it all understandable.
No, he did. No, he did. Because
like, no, just the reality that you have a child that is a 31-year-old, you should understand why you've arrived at that stage.
And I didn't. So I'm so mad at the guy when he said it. I'm like, you know, how old are you? He said, I'm 30. And when he said it, I'm like, damn.
I remember when you was 30 and somebody older than you would say, oh, you just a baby. And you be like, what you mean?
Yeah, I'm like, 30.
I look at people that's 30 like babies.
Yeah, I'm like,
I see what they mean.
Yeah, I'm like, that. I got a kid that's that age, so I guess I am You know what I'm saying? You know?
Definitely.
And it was a little devastational when he said it, you know, but I saw
it. Wear that with pride, bro.
Yeah.
Especially the fact that somebody can't pinpoint it immediately by looking at you. You gotta be grateful.
Yeah.
Because if you saw him up at 38, wouldn't nobody say, hell no. It was about, he 38.
No doubt.
Blessed.
Yeah, absolutely. So, being down here on the West, you know what I'm saying, how would you, if I was a Harlem kid that never been out here before, that don't know nothing about LA, you know what I'm saying, what would you say to me about what I need to know about being out here?
Well, out here in general, there's different things to know depending on where you are. So first and foremost, I will tell you to know where you are. And within that, the general rule is to be yourself. And not to try to emulate or mimic anything that you think is going on out here that will make you cool. Trying to assimilate causes you to be obligated to different things that you never thought about. It causes you to draw attention that you weren't necessarily looking for. Those who are out here as a tourist, being themselves, enjoying the places of tourists, get the best results if they don't do a P&B ride. First of all, like I said, you gotta know where you are. Rest in peace, P&B ride. Rest in peace. Not the place to be with the valuables that he had securing him in the fashion that he was. He just didn't know that. Pretty sure. Had he known someone like me, he wouldn't have been there alone, sleeping like that. If he was insistent on going there, he would have had me and some more people, some locals with him there, eyes on the swivel, perimeter secure. There's no way in the world he should have been in that environment not properly set up. And those are the type of things I would tell you. If you don't know what areas those are, go to the places on this motherfucking tourist map. Don't be just out here trying to, oh, Ice Cube said Crenshaw, Nipsey, let's go over there. Now, if you do that, you just have to be very careful. Make sure you be yourself. But just like any ghetto, if you go into the ghetto where there's a lack of people, will take an opportunity to rob. Anywhere across the states, out here too, outside of the gang politics that you could possibly potentially get crossed up, motherfuckers will take something from you. So you just gotta be careful. Other than that, it's a beautiful place to enjoy. We got beautiful beaches, beautiful women,
beautiful skies.
Yeah, beautiful skies.
Yeah, that sky's beautiful.
Yeah, beautiful weather, high ass rent, but yeah. The New Yorkers used to that.
Yeah, of course. There's rent right now in New York. They're actually trying to push us out the city. You know, I don't know when the last time you've been there, but Harlem is taking over. Brooklyn is taking over. They ain't really hit the areas of Queens yet, but they definitely attacked. Harlem is almost neighborhoods. You know, it's so gentrified now that when you go there, I keep my original apartment where my mom was at. I'd never let that go. You know what I'm saying? So I always have a residency in Harlem, even though I have a house upstate. Okay, I have my apartment is fine, intact in Harlem, and always going to be. And all my neighbors is white. You know what I'm saying?
And watched it turn into that.
You couldn't even, when I was growing up, right? So you've been on the train in New York, right? So say the 2 and 3 train, right? The 2 and 3 train stops at 96th Street, and then the next stop is 110th, Harlem. All of the white people, when I was growing up, had to be off of the train at 96th Street. If a white person dozed off or, anything like that and passed 96th Street and woke up at 110th Street, they would wake up so scared, so in fear for their life, in a panic, because
they're in that side of town.
And now they're controlled. So that, I know Fort Greene, Brooklyn.
Fort Greene, I ain't familiar. That's one of the spots.
One of the toughest spots in Brooklyn.
I know Brooklyn.
Fort Greene is.
Brooklyn's in.
Gentrified that area.
I see it happening out here too.
Yeah. So it's a major thing. With that being said, how was it out here before the rap?
Well, before the rap, it's kind of hard for me to give you the idea how it was. I was born in '76. By the time rap came out, it was about my time of awakening to what I could remember, to my awareness. So I can't really give you an idea of how it was before rap. My youngest days of being a boy, old enough to remember Run DMC and shit, was popping. Crush Groove, the movie, we were B Street, we was watching that shit. So I don't know how it was before rap. I have to ask my mom and them. Yeah.
Before you was rapping?
Oh, before I was rapping, you mean before I was rapping like as an adult? Because I've been rapping since elementary school. So before I was rapping, where I was trying to record.
Before the career.
Yeah, okay. Found myself going to prison young twice, back to back. And I saw myself on a path to perpetuate that deep into the future. And the second time I was in prison in 1999, prior to paroling, I made up my mind this wasn't the business. So prior to that, I was a pretty decently raised child by my mother, but misguided, ran off, breaking every rule in the book, ripping and running the streets, just running afoul of everything decent that I was aware of. And it landed me in prison. And I'd have no momentum in my life outside of what I was doing. And if I had to reverse and see what would have happened had I not attempted to take my career serious, probably would be a more seasoned convict, if not still in prison or dead. So I was just gang banging, running the streets, trying to cut corners, taking the shortcut, which caused me to learn that the shortcut is actually the long way.
Absolutely. I teach my kids that the whole time.
Indeed. Like,
hey, there's a good close to me.
I said, get 'em, get 'em, get 'em. I'm gonna get 'em, hit 'em, get 'em. I said, how can a posse be this hostile? With no home training, you know I'll pop you. Stop your breathing and close your nostril. Plot your death while read the gospels. You're a hassle, you dirty rascal. You wanna wrestle, what's about the tassel? My cerebral, see no evil. You can't be a boss if you're weak and feeble. See, show 'em bigger, I'm bona fide. And you just born a fly. Said he had strengths on him rely. Picture that I then replied. The world is dark, it's just a matrix. My light will shine, I am the greatest. I said he's chicken, shit's kebab. Try to play me, this to God. In debate on what the profit is. As I squeeze esophagus. Get 'em, get 'em, get 'em. I'm gonna get 'em, hit 'em, get 'em. I said get 'em, Get 'em.